Hi everyone, welcome to this video on a data analyst's workflow. If you're new to data analysis or considering becoming a data analyst, you might be wondering, what exactly does a data analyst do day to day? In this video, I'm going to break it down step by step so you can get a clear idea of the workflow and what to expect. The very first step in a data analyst workflow is defining the question or problem. Before diving into the data, you need to understand why you are analyzing it. What is the goal of this analysis? What decisions need to be made based on the results? Who will use the information and how will they use the information derived from the data analysis process? For example, a business might want to know why sales are dropping in a specific region or what factors influence customer satisfaction. A clear, well defined question sets the foundation for the rest of the workflow. Without this step, you risk wasting time or producing insights that don't solve the problem. Once you've defined the question or problem, the next step is to gather relevant data. This is where you identify the sources of data you'll need to answer the question. And the data can come from a variety of places like databases, it could be from spreadsheets, or even scraping data from websites. The key here is to ensure that the data you collect is reliable and relevant to the problem you're looking to solve. This step could involve collaboration with data engineers or IT teams to access databases or set up connections to retrieve the data you need. Now that you've gathered your data, the next step is cleaning and preparing it. This is often the most time consuming part of the data analyst's workflow, but it is also one of the most important. Raw data is rarely perfect. You might find things like missing values, duplicates, inconsistent data formatting, or even outright errors. Cleaning the data means removing those duplicates, filling in or handling missing values, standardizing formats like dates or tests, and checking for and correcting errors. Once the data is clean, you prepare it for analysis by organizing it into structure that it's easy to work with. And this could involve creating new columns or combining data sets or even transforming variables. Think of this step like preparing ingredients for cooking. The better the prep, the smoother the rest of the process. It is time for the fun part, and that is analyzing the data. This step is all about uncovering patterns, trends, and insights that answer your original question or solve the problem. And depending on the question, you might do things like descriptive analysis to summarize the data. You could create visualizations to make patterns easier to understand, or even use advanced methods like predictive analytics, predictive modeling, or clustering. And this is where we use tools like Excel, SQL, Python, or visualization platforms like Power BI or Tableau. And these come in handy to summarize and describe the data. It's all about turning those numbers into meaningful stories. Now that you've analyzed the data, the next step is to visualize and interpret the results. Visualization helps turn complex data into clear and compelling insights that are easy to understand. And you might use tools like Tableau, Power BI, or Python libraries like Matplotlib or Seaborn to create charts and graphs and dashboards. The key here is to choose visuals that best represent your findings. For instance, if you're showing trends over time, a line chart might be ideal. And if you're doing things like comparisons, a bar chart works well. Once the visuals are ready, you want to be able to interpret the results. You might need to communicate your findings to stakeholders or executives, or even members of your team. This step is just as important as the analysis itself because even the best insights can be useless if they aren't clearly understood by others. And that's a typical workflow of a data analyst. To recap, we started with defining the question or problem. Then we moved on to gathering, cleaning, and analyzing the data. From there, we visualized the results and finally communicated our findings. Every step in this workflow can be critical, and as you gain experience, you get better at navigating each one. Data analysis isn't just about working with numbers, it's about solving problems. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more beginner-friendly content on data analysis. And let me know in the comments below if there's a topic you'd like me to cover next time.